Hello guys, welcome to the next video. So today something slightly different. I've been nominated by CJ to talk about a fear that I've had to deal with in my life, or a fear that I've overcome. I can't honestly say I've overcome this fear, but I have faced it on numerous occasions now, and it is smaller, significantly smaller than it used to be, and it's the fear of public speaking, which is, I suspect, a very common one. But a long story short, it all came to a point in my life where I would avoid it at all costs. Didn't like presenting, even in academic situations in a classroom. I wouldn't really like to raise my hand to answer a question, so it was quite intense. I would never say I was a shy, introverted person, but certain environments or certain things that involved the attention and the spotlight being on me to speak, I felt overwhelmed by. Hence the reason doing this 90-day challenge. You know, it's another way to overcome that fear. But so in the UK, when a couple get married, we have what's called a best man. I think that's normal, isn't it, for the rest of the world? I don't know, maybe you've got a different name for it, but the best man has many responsibilities for the wedding on behalf of the groom, but one of them is to do a wedding toast or a speech. But there is pressure on that speech to be comical, to be funny, to be exciting, to be engaging, and it was always the most extreme version of public speaking that I feared most. But when I was asked, it's a privilege, so of course I was obligated to say yes. In the UK now, there's a bit of a thing where two best men get asked because the groom can't choose between the two, so there were two of us. So I could share the responsibility, which did make it a little easier, but still we had to speak in front of hundreds of people. We had to come up with a speech that was entertaining. You know, we were entertainers for like 10-15 minutes of the wedding. So for someone that didn't like public speaking, just doing a bland presentation to basically giving a best man speech, you know, it was quite a tall order, especially for me at that time and how I felt. And the other best man felt the same. So I still don't like public speaking now. So although I went through that, I've been a best man again since. I've given a speech at my own wedding, and as a matter of fact, I've got to give a speech at a funeral this Monday. So I've got one coming up. I don't feel any fear this time, but I suspect on the day there will be some anxiety, but that's the way the mind works. But back then, giving the speech for my first time, I had just shivers just thinking about it, but I had to do it, and in actual fact, it went down really well, and it wasn't half as bad as we thought it was going to be. And this is the thing with fear. When you actually face it and stare it down in the face, and you're forced to do something, you're forced to take it on, it's never as bad as your mind projected that it was going to be. It's the projections of the mind that paint a picture of worst case scenario, that gives like a body and a strong feeling that sits behind the fear. But often when you face that fear, it's nothing like you imagined. And like I said, I've gone on and done other speeches now, and it's something I'm quite glad that I faced in my life. It hasn't completely gone away, because it's the nature of the mind, in my opinion. You've just got to go against the mind sometimes and be rebellious to it, and don't do what your mind tells you, because sometimes it's not your friend. Sometimes it deceives you. So there you go, public speaking, probably quite a common one. I didn't have therapy or any mentoring. I haven't got any advice on how I overcome it. I just did it. And that's the thing with fear. You've just got to get up and not be afraid to make a fool of yourself. Because generally you don't make a fool of yourself. This is the thing, the wedding speech, people want you to do well. So although I was doing it in front of hundreds of people, no one wanted us to fail. They all wanted us to do well. So everyone was on our side. So if you just get a little bit rational about these things, you can often put fear in its place. So that's mine. No advice on how to overcome it, but just go ahead and just do it. Just do it anyway, and it was never as bad as you think it's going to be. My turn to nominate, I guess. Is this how it works? Do I pass it to someone else now? Okay, so Tony Everard, come on down. Your time is up. I want to hear about your fear, how you overcame it, and give us a story. So look forward to hearing that. Have a great weekend, everyone, and thank you for listening. Okay, bye for now.